Okay, so are you ready to dive in?
Always. Let's do it.
Today we're tackling a topic that's seriously trending self-discovery.
Yeah. Because everywhere you look these days, right?
It really is. So we're going to unpack what it actually means and why it seems like everyone and their therapist is making it a priority.
Right. Like, is it just a buzzword or is there something deeper there?
Exactly. And getting to that deeper meaning, that's kind of the whole point of this deep dive, right?
Absolutely. We're going beyond the surface, looking at what the research and experts have to say.
Okay, so let's start with the basics. What exactly are we talking about when we say self-discovery?
Well, in a nutshell, it's the process of gaining a deeper understanding of yourself, your values, your beliefs, your passions, your purpose, all of it.
It's like creating your own personal user manual, kind of.
Huh, exactly. And like any good user manual, it helps you understand how you operate best.
So it's about figuring out what makes you tick.
Yes, and why. And this source we're diving into today, it emphasizes the why. It's not just about knowing your likes and dislikes, but understanding the experiences and influences that shaped them.
Okay, so that makes sense, but why is everyone making such a big deal about self-discovery now?
Or think about it. We live in a world that's constantly trying to tell us who to be, what to do, how to live.
True, there's a lot of pressure out there.
Exactly. And with all that noise, it's easy to lose sight of our own inner compass. Self-discovery is about tuning back into that inner voice, that authentic self.
So it's about finding your own path amidst all the chaos.
Precisely. It's about figuring out what truly matters to you, not what you've been conditioned to think should matter.
Okay, so we've established that self-discovery is about understanding yourself on a deeper level, but how do we actually go about doing that?
Well, there are many paths you can take. Therapy, journaling, meditation, exploring new hobbies, even just having deep conversations with people you trust.
It's interesting you mentioned that because this source actually highlights the power of personal stories in self-discovery.
Oh, absolutely. Hearing about other people's journeys, their struggles, their triumphs, it can be incredibly insightful.
Yeah, it's like they've already climbed that mountain, so they can give us pointers on the best route to take.
It's like having a guide, right? And, sometimes just knowing that someone else has walked a similar path can give you the courage to keep going on your own.
It makes you feel less alone, for sure.
And that feeling of connection is so important, especially when you're on a journey as personal as self-discovery.
There's a line in here that I really connected with. It says, in sharing our stories and listening to the stories of others, we discover that our journeys, while unique, are also deeply interconnected.
That's so powerful. It speaks to the universality of the human experience, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It reminds us that we're not alone in this journey.
And that's a comforting thought, especially when you're navigating the ups and downs of self-discovery.
Speaking of ups and downs, I'm curious, does the source talk about the challenges of self-discovery?
Oh, definitely. It acknowledges that it's not always sunshine and roses. Sometimes digging deep can unearth some uncomfortable truths about ourselves, things we might not want to face.
It's like holding up a mirror to yourself, flaws and all.
Exactly. And that could be daunting. But here's the thing, the source emphasizes that those messy, uncomfortable parts are just as important as the shiny, polished ones.
So it's about embracing all of it, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yes, because true self-discovery is about radical acceptance, accepting yourself fully, flaws and all.
That's a powerful message.
It is. And, it's not always easy to do. It takes courage to confront those parts of ourselves that we'd rather keep hidden.
And compassion.
Yes, absolutely. We have to be kind to ourselves, especially when we're peeling back layers and exposing our vulnerabilities.
This reminds me of something else the source talks about, the transformative power of self-acceptance. It says, when we embrace our authentic selves, even the parts we'd rather hide, we unlock a level of freedom and fulfillment we never thought possible.
It's true. It's like this, the weight lifts off your shoulders when you stop trying to be someone you're not.
And when you stop judging yourself so harshly.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Self-acceptance is about silencing that inner critic and replacing it with self-compassion.
Okay, so we've talked about the why and the how of self-discovery, but I'm curious about the what now. Like, once we've done the work, once we have better understanding of ourselves, what do we do with that knowledge?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I love how this source addresses it and says, self-discovery is not a destination, but a journey. It's an ongoing process of growth, evolution, and transformation.
So it's not like you just reach a point where you're like, okay, I'm done. I've discovered myself.
Right. It's about continually checking in with yourself, reassessing, and making adjustments as needed.
So it's a lifelong process.
Absolutely. And the beauty of it is that the more you learn about yourself, the more equipped you are to create a life that truly aligns with your values, your passions, and your purpose.
So it's about taking that self-knowledge and using it to design a life you love.
Exactly. It's about making choices, big or small, that honor your authentic self.
I love that. And I think that's a great place to leave it for today.
I agree. It's a lot to ponder.
It really is. So to our listeners out there, we'd love to hear your thoughts. What resonated with you? What are your own experiences with self-discovery? Share your thoughts on our socials and keep the conversation going. And as always, thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Until next time.